And welcome to 6 of Unedited. I'm your host, Jazzy Jeff, and this is my co-host, Action Avery. And how are you doing over there, Action Avery? How you doing?
None of this is happening. I'm doing well. How are you, Jazzy Jeff?
That was a little bit of a troll. You guys were so fooled. I'm Patrick, and that's Alex. Yeah.
I'm Alex, and that's Patrick.
Yeah. Oh, God. Horrible intro. All right, so Alex, you said you had some stuff that was on your mind that you wanted to rant about?
Yeah, I wanted to rant about how I thought that was actually a perfectly fine intro, but now that you said it is a bad intro, I'm going to keep this intro going for as long as possible.
I thought it was a pretty good intro.
I'm going to dwell on it because I thought it was a great intro.
Yeah, it was a good intro. Oh.
And the key part to any joke is to just keep it going for as long as humanly possible.
I mean, I don't agree with that necessarily. I mean,
until both people die.
That doesn't sound accurate, man.
It doesn't have to be accurate. It just has to be funny.
How was your day?
It was a day. I drove all day long, and I only got home an hour ago, and I've been around since 11 a.m. How about you, Patrick?
It's a pretty good.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Just a podcast. No, focus on your pizza. Focus on your DiGiorno. Oh, is it hot and ready or is it DiGiorno? It's DiGiorno.
It is.
Is it actually DiGiorno?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I like Red Baron.
I mean, it's a supreme stuffed crust pizza from DiGiorno. So, like, you know it's banging. Have you heard anybody use that term in a while? Banging?
Yeah.
I feel like that's an old-fashioned term. Man.
I heard someone say it the other day. I think it was you.
Oh. My life.
My goal is to just make this podcast as painful as possible.
It is. I almost don't want to save this episode number 6.
Hey, you know, this is going to be our life. This is going to be our life. We're going to be making this real. Unedited means unedited. If this whatever happens with this episode is what happens. We're going to make it go. We're going to make it work.
We're going to
know what I wanted to talk about the other day?
We're going to
send. Know what I wanted to talk about?
We're going to send it. Is what you're telling me? We're just going to send it, whatever it is.
We're going to send it.
Okay, fine.
What are you, silly? We're gonna send it.
Grown men don't say silly. God.
What are you, silly? We're gonna send it.
God, dude. What are you, Nick?
You know what I wanted to talk about? You want to know what I wanted to talk about the other day?
What are you, Nick Kroll? God.
Hello, welcome to Unedited. My name is Nick Kroll, and with me, as always, is Jazzy Jeff from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Why don't you hit us with some fresh beats, Jazzy?
I thought you were going to tell me what you were going to talk about.
Don't tell me what you want. Okay, what I wanted to talk about the other day was, have you ever, I don't know if you believe in ghosts or not, but have you ever felt like there was either a ghost or something of that kind of paranormal thing around you?
Yes.
Tell me an experience, because I have one or two.
I mean, I don't know if it's a manner of perception, but when I was a very young child, I fell off the top bunk of a bunk bed, and I floated to the floor. I didn't fall like I should have.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I just kind of like a feather, I fell to the ground, as opposed to just outright falling. And I like to attribute that to maybe a ghost like catching me and maybe setting me on the floor.
I would be telling that story every day of my life.
I mean, I can't, like I said, I don't know if it was like a matter of perception where I just remember it that way, or when you're younger, you don't process images or, reality as quickly. So maybe I fell at a normal speed, but I saw it in slow motion. I don't know. It's possible.
That's interesting. That is actually like a really cool story.
I don't know why you feel the need to patronize me.
I was being genuine. What the fuck?
No.
Fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. And you're fucking levitating. Oh, look at me. I'm falling and I'm being floated down.
I mean, I remember.
I'm patronizing.
I remember it, though. That's the thing. I remember it so clearly to this day. We had a red, like one of those tube steel bunk beds that's red. And I wasn't allowed on the top bunk because I was still very young. Probably 4 or 5, 6 maybe. Somewhere in there, between 4 and 7. And don't take the average. But basically, yeah, I can still see it. Like I was leaning over the bar, looking down, and it wasn't secured, so I just toppled over. And I just slowly fell to the floor.
I don't believe in like guardian angels or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a feeling that like you had one and like he was looking away for a second, having a smoke, and then he like saw you falling and he was like, shit. Got. Okay, I got him. Okay, you're good.
I believe in guardian angels.
You do.
And not necessarily actual angels with like wings and feathers and all that good stuff.
Well, right.
But I think there can be an energy that protects us, yeah. I swear to God, I met my future self one day too. But that's a whole nother story.
Well, we got time. Why don't you tell it? You can't be like, hey, I was in the Terminator, and then I'll tell you another time. No, you're going to tell that story right now. Tell us how you met your future self.
Okay, this is either I in my mind, I like to think of him as a future version of myself. And as I get older, the more I look like this dude I saw. And that's what really freaks me out, is the older I saw like a slight resemblance when I was younger, but now as I get older, I'm like, whoa, that seriously could have been me. But basically, I was going to step out in front of a car that was moving at a very quick speed and didn't see me,
Right.
And I got pulled back at the last second. And this guy's like, hey, be careful, you're going to get squashed. And then he frickin' disappeared.
Dude, you have an Arnold Schwarzenegger watching over you.
No. He was like, it was a random dude. Well, he looked like a random dude, like a regular guy with a baseball cap. He was missing a tooth. And the weird thing is, I'm missing a tooth. and I was 10 or 11 at that time. And the dude pulled me back and goes, hey, be careful, you're going to get squashed. And I'm like, thank you. And I thought it was weird because I still hadn't pinned down social maturity. And I looked back and he was gone, just gone.
That is kind of trippy.
Yeah.
Like, do you honestly feel like that was your future self, or?
I mean, for some reason I had this inkling that maybe like I found a way to go back in time, but that's just crazy, right?
I mean, what isn't crazy nowadays?
Or, like it was just a guardian angel because it has been saving my ass from walking out into traffic over and over again. figuratively speaking.
He's just like, dude, knock it off.
Stop almost dying, please. I would have definitely fell on my neck, though. When I was a kid, I was going to fall like straight on my forehead because I rolled forward off the fucking bunk bed, and I would have definitely slammed my neck area, and it didn't happen. Yeah. So, Alex, what about you? Have you ever had any weird, like, ghost-esque experiences?
I
thoroughly answered your question. Now you answer.
I've had a few instances where I felt like I've had, like, someone, like, I vividly remember, what?
Oh, that song. I'm afraid to wash my hair. Because I might open my eyes and see someone standing there. Yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But anyway, there have been multiple times where I would definitely feel like there was a pair of hands, like, holding my back, like I would about to fall, but they would, like, hold me up for like a second. And each time that it wasn't a lot of times, like I could probably count on my hands.
Yeah.
But like each time like it happened, I would stop for a second and like look around, like, and you know, obviously no one would be there, it'd just be me, and I would be like, huh, okay, that was weird. I haven't felt it within the last few years, but
could it
have
been muscle spasms?
No, I know what hands feel like. I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure. I'm fairly certain. I'm almost guaranteed it was a zombie.
Now you're making shit up.
No, I'm not. I genuinely had that experience. And I also had one experience growing up. And now that I think about it, it could have been a burglar.
Yeah?
But I remember waking up in the middle of the night on my house on Fairview. And I just remember I'll say I was about maybe 5 or 6 years old. Waking up in the middle of the night, my TV is on like MTV or something. I just remember looking up and my door was open, like wide open.
Yeah.
And it's like the door is always closed like for bedtime. So it was wide open and I look up and I just see like a shadowy figure just kind of standing there.
Yeah.
Like, and not like standing there like a normal person, like kind of like in a ready position of like, you know, the legs are kind of not, I know I'm over explaining this, but you know,
You're not.
Arms at his side, just kind of like ready to fight or run or something.
Okay.
And he's standing there. I don't see any features, just like this black like figure. And he slowly turns and walks down the stairs. And I remember like immediately getting up and like following him down to the stairs, and that by the bottom of the stair, like it just like vanished.
I feel like you should write a novel and call it On Second Thought It Might Have Been a Burglar. I feel like that would actually be a good name for a self-titled novel. Like, on second thought, it might have been a burglar. You know, people would pick that up just to figure out what the hell you were talking about. Did he bang this burglar? Did you think it was somebody's boyfriend?
Have the whole novel be like close, really well in depth, like ghost theories and stories, and then at the very end of it, or it could have just been a burglar.
Yeah.
Could have been. I don't know, but like that was a trippy experience.
Now that you mentioned that,
Do you have what?
I was gonna say, now that you mentioned that, you're reminding me, dude. I live very close with the paranormal. I'm a very you're gonna like this. I'm a very spiritual person, but I'm not necessarily religious. Yeah. So
Okay, Dane Cook.
that was actually I think it was a Daniel Tosh joke.
Yeah, you're right. Daniel Tosh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dane Cook Light.
But but no, that's true though. I am spiritual, but I'm not necessarily religious. It's kind of like I've always lived very closely with the veil, I guess you would call it. The separation between the living and the dead, the paranormal and the regular life. But basically, I've had so many what do you call it? Astral projections. I guess I believe it was astral projection.
You're gonna have to define what an astral projection is, because I don't know what that is.
It's when you leave your body.
Oh,
Temporarily, yeah, and you can kind of like see your environment where your body's lying, but you can also see all this other stuff that you can't see with your regular sight. You see it through the spirit. Yeah. Have you seen a movie before, Alex? Okay. No, the
what's a movie?
Yeah, right. Well, you see, a director and a producer get together, and a screenwriter. No,
And they shoot a porno with Siri. Anyway,
you're really pushing that.
I really am.
Well, what I had was a waking, I guess almost like a waking nightmare, but I truly believe that I left my body and I ran into something evil.
Really?
Yeah, because
Can you describe how you felt it was evil?
you can feel these things. It's like it's eating, like feeding off your fear. Like you can feel like your body. You have that paralysis where you can't move, and
Yeah.
you can kind of hear a low growl kind of thing, and you just can see that like even the black in the room seems darker. In the dark.
Right. I get that feeling.
The darker corners. It sometimes you can look at a corner and you're like, oh, there's nothing there. But sometimes you can look at the corner and think, oh shit, is there something over there that's solid? Like, if I throw something, will I hit whatever's over there? But yeah, it's
I forget. There's this one movie. Just a side note.
Yeah.
It's like these kids were staring at like a closet door or a corner or something. It was a newer movie.
Uh-huh.
And like the camera's slowly panning towards it, and you can't really see anything, but you kind of can. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think it was like The Conjuring or something.
Insidious. I mean, it was Blumhouse either way, but Blumhouse is the name of the.
But yeah, I know the feeling you're talking about. It's like that kind of encapsulates what that feeling is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've had so many sleep paralysis moments where my sister, this is kind of interesting. She's got kind of interesting beliefs. She's pagan, but she's also kind of agnostic, I guess. But she told me that I must have some kind of I must be more susceptible to the changes in the universe or whatever, because around certain times of the year I start seeing things and then it'll go away. Like when the veil is at its most thinnest, I have a lot of experiences with the paranormal. Whether it be dreams where I'm communicating with people that have been gone for a long time, or just feelings. But let me tell you about the experience I had. Basically, and this happened a couple of times. I had this habit of getting up in the middle of the night to go get like snack food or water or whatever. I'd get out of my room, I'd walk to the kitchen, I'd get my shit, and then I'd go back to bed.
Right.
Well, one night I woke up in bed and I was like, this feels different, you know? Like it didn't feel, I mean, it felt like it always did, but it didn't feel like I was actually there, you know? And
Right.
I got up to do it. I got up and I started walking toward the door and I looked back and I'm like, holy shit, I'm still in bed. You know? This isn't cool. And that, you know,
One of those moments where you actually realize like what's going on.
yeah, because it felt all normal when I was laying down and about to get up. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just go get some shit, you know, whatever. And then it felt really strange when I realized, oh shit, I'm not actually here. I must be dreaming this. You know, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I was going to go to the kitchen, so I'll proceed to the kitchen. But it felt so fucking weird. It felt dangerous, you know? And then I got to the kitchen, and I saw this old lady. I'm talking Ghostbusters pushing a stroller old lady, you know, red eyes, fucking evil looking. And no, and this is true shit. I saw her. I was standing next to the microwave. I saw her on the other side of this you know, the other side of the kitchen. She looks at me and starts yelling like ah, like that. So I grabbed this thing I made in welding class at the time, which is basically a piece of half-inch thick steel, a circle, half-inch thick steel circle, and then there's a post sticking off of it that's welded to it, and that's for paper towels. You know, I was creative back then. The thing weighs like 10, 15 pounds. I pick it up and I throw it at her, and then I run. I run back to my bed, and I lay down in bed, and it was like it was seamless. Like I was awake at that moment, you know. The moment I ended up back in bed, like that, I ran back to bed. I was awake, and everything felt right. You know what I mean? I was solid again.
It almost like my perception of that is like it seems like your spiritual self kind of sensed that there was something in the world around you.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of like went like subconsciously kind of went looking for it, and then you found it, and then you kind of fought it off in a weird way.
I didn't fight it off. I threw it at the thing, and then I ran the other way. and I mean, I remember it like going through, passing through her, so it didn't really do anything to her. But yeah, that's why I ran.
Still, I feel like there's some symbolism there somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even tell you the strangest part. When I was actually back in bed, and I knew for a fact I was awake, I could hear this low growl in the fucking corner of my room. Just imagine how bad I was shitting my pants, okay? I was in a cold sweat.
All of the shit.
That's what I'm saying.
All of the shit.
It was like an instant, okay? It wasn't like, oh, God, I woke up. No, it was like an instant. Like a moment I hit the bed, I was awake, you know, physically. And I could hear this low growl in the corner of my room. And I was just like, no, I'm not going to move. I'm not going to move. I don't care if I have to lay here till the sun comes up. I'm not going to look, you know? And then I went to, like, I laid there till the sun came up. It must have been 3 a.m. And I got up and I went and checked the kitchen, and my welded paper towel holder was still where I put where it should be. You know what I mean?
That's pretty trippy.
Like it never left that spot, but in the other state that I was in, I definitely threw it. Like I might as well have been awake the whole time. That's how it felt. But there was definitely a different feeling once I was back physically, you know, if that makes sense. Yeah.
That's a kind of a scary story. Holy shit.
It's pretty fucking scary. It was actually pretty fucking scary to me. Like, I didn't feel comfortable for a while, you know, because I still felt like whatever was there was still there, you know. And it was pissed that I'd seen it.
Can you like still see that figure in your head like vividly right now?
I can see her face, yeah. And I can kind of.
That's
What?
go on. Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of trippy. Like
the sensation, I can still kind of imagine the sensation, but it's very weird.
Like I would get chills every time I thought about that. That would.
I do. I have it right now. I mean, I have chills right now. I mean, do you know the weightlessness you feel like when you're falling?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Come to think of it, we just tied my memories together. Holy shit! Oh my God, dude! No, dude. What if nothing was there catching me and putting me back on the ground? What if I was on the ground the whole time? And I'd climbed the bunk bed in the spectral state, the astral projection state. Oh my!
What if it was a burglar?
No, I'm serious now. Like, this is actually like you helped me tie that together. That's fucking weird, dude. Because if I would have fallen physically, I would have definitely been hurt. But if I'd been lying there the whole time, yeah,
Then nothing would have happened. Yeah.
it would have been just like I had floated down to the ground. Whoa. Huh. Deep, man. Because I was gonna say, kind of like when you're falling, that same kind of weightlessness feeling, but that's coincidentally that's the exact same feeling I felt when I was kind of like lowered down from the bunk bed, you know? Huh. Whoa, man. That's kind of crazy. I feel like I just uncovered some shit.
Yeah, so let's delete this Let's delete this episode then. Let's just delete it.
I can't delete this. We got to keep this for the people that have experienced similar things.
Yeah, if any of you guys listening to this have any similar situations to what Patrick or I gone through, yeah, let us know.
Yeah, we would be interested to hear about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. Maybe it would give us more insight. Even talking about it now actually just gave me insight to what had actually happened, you know? Oh, man, that's crazy.
You want to hear about a reoccurring dream that I had when I was like really, really young?
Is it about your Uncle Tommy?
No.
Okay.
Not this one. But
Thank you for getting that.
Again, young, I'd say between the ages of 5 and 10. That's how reoccurring this was.
Yeah.
I'd get it sometimes, within the last like 15, 20 years, but like those were like the hot years.
The hot years.
I had this reoccurring dream, and it's not really terrifying to explain, but for a youngin, I felt like terrified.
Right.
The dream was I would be on this tray, like think of like a huge donut tray or something.
Okay.
And on each corner, it was attached to a hot air balloon.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and I would be up like above the clouds, and I'm on this tray, and there's like the ropes attached to each corner of the tray.
Okay.
And I'm floating. I'm looking over the edge, like, oh no, 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 this is no, whole lot of no.
Yeah.
And every single time, I either the ropes break or I fall off, or I just start plummeting, and I fall for I don't know how long, but because dreams, there's no perception of time.
Yeah.
But like I remember falling and very clearly seeing the earth coming closer to me each time.
Okay.
And I would be falling towards like an open green field, And
Sounds pretty dope, actually.
yeah. And I remember the first few times having these dreams of me like panic because falling, you're what the? And then after a while, I wouldn't even be panicking. I would just be falling. Like I'd still be scared, but I wouldn't be like freaking out. I'd just kind of like, this is happening again.
Accept it.
And yeah. And each time I would get really close to the ground, and of course I would wake up right before I hit, the typical, way to wake up. And I would always wake up like, drenched in sweat, and I'd sit there for a minute, like breathing, and I'd go right back to bed.
See, a lot of people have dreams about falling, but it's interesting that you had a dream about falling from a platform that was attached to a hot air balloon. That's interesting. But some people just have like flying dreams or falling dreams, but yours is specifically to like a platform attached to a hot air balloon. That's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, and the fact that it was it was something similar to like a hot dog tray. It was just like, is like designed to fail.
Huh.
And there was no like, how they have like the flame or whatever that keeps the hot air going.
Yeah.
It was like just this big open, well, it was still a hot air balloon, but it was still, there was no engine, no candle, no nothing.
Huh. That sounds like dream logic to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know I have more dreams like that, but like I can't remember them at the moment. But that was one that like I think about probably like every other day. At least once.
If you want to talk about like really strange childhood dreams, I've got a couple.
Well, your turn.
I guess.
Go on. Go on with I'm handing you the talking stick.
Okay, thank you for the talking stick.
Mr. Rogers.
Okay. All right, they're not so much dreams anymore as they are just like snippets, because they used to be entire dreams, I guess I remember distinct features of the dream though, and one of them, and in one of them, I had this. Okay, let me give you some context. When I was a kid, I had this superhero alter ego called. Can you guess the name?
Patches.
Close, actually. It was my initials were PP. I didn't see how that was funny at my age, but yeah, PP. It was Powerful Patrick. That was my superhero.
Wow.
I had a cape that I made out of a towel, and I had like a sleeve of a shirt with a mouth hole cut out and eyes cut out. And I wrote on a plain white T-shirt, PP for Powerful Patrick. I had this alter ego, right? And
right.
Sometimes I would dream in this alter ego because it made me feel strong. Made me feel like ain't nobody gonna fuck with me, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I have superpowers. The thing is I was going up against, and this is gonna sound weird as hell, Tommy Lee Jones.
Which one?
Tommy Lee Jones, the actor, not the music.
Oh, the actor.
There's a difference between Tommy Lee and Tommy Lee Jones.
I still get them both mixed up every now and then.
Okay, so let's be clear. Will Smith's partner in Men in Black. Okay? So you know.
Okay.
Tommy Lee Jones was chasing me with a pump shotgun in a Hawaiian shirt through a hotel, to the sound of, I think it's Limp Bizkit's Roll Out.
Keep rolling.
Okay, no, it's not. It's the other one. Roll out. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a rap. It's a rap song from like the 90s, I think. It might have been Ludacris, honestly. Roll out. Roll out. You don't know? You don't know that song? Okay, well, people listening might know it. Point is, I was being chased by Tommy Lee Jones with a shotgun through a hotel, and I was trying to save the guests because he was just losing his shit. I don't know why he was wearing a blue Hawaiian shirt, but I'll never forget it. Like a touristy Hawaiian shirt. And I'm like, hurry, people, get behind me. You know, I've got superpowers, and I'll protect you. And for some reason, my powers weren't working. I realized my powers weren't working, and I was like, oh, shit, we got to get out of here. And I just remember running out of the back of this building as Tommy Lee Jones was bobbing his head to the music of Rollout and shooting a fucking shotgun at me. So that's a weird dream from when I was a kid.
That's a movie right there. I'd pay to see that movie.
Superhero being chased by Tommy Lee Jones with a shotgun?
No, just a kid being chased by Tommy Lee Jones with a shotgun.
That's not appropriate anymore, Alex. God. There'd be SJWs all over you. But yeah, that was one of them. And another one was of the Tim Curry's version of Stephen King's It. Was also wearing a Hawaiian shirt, a red Hawaiian shirt. I don't know what it was about me and Hawaiian shirts back then, but they fucking, I associated them with villains for some reason. But yeah, he kept taunting me. He just showed up randomly in my dreams like, what's going on? You wanted to go over here? Not anymore. You know, like, that was another weird one. So, yeah.
You know, I've in the last couple years, I'd have dreams that, you know, you have a dream and you can pretty much read what the meaning is behind it, like, immediately.
Yeah.
I had this dream a couple years ago, where me and this chick that I had this huge crush on,
we were hate you again. I'm probably gonna hate you again. I'm gonna kill you.
No, it ain't that one. But
Sandra.
Nice try. Anyway, so me and this chick are like running from like the FBI or something, some government, and we take this like left turn in a factory, and she's like being the cog in the machinery. She's like just not caring, not running. And I'm like, yo, we gotta get going. We gotta get going. They're catching up to us. And she's like, I even care. It doesn't even matter. And I'm like let's go right now. And eventually we get caught. And we're like tortured in this weird way of, so we're strapped to these chairs. She's to my left. And what I'm trying to like, how to word this. Their method of torture was to pour like gallons and gallons of ice water onto us. And they're info out of me, but I don't know what. They're like, you gotta tell us or else she's gonna get it.
Did they take your clothes off?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Anyway. Nice try. But I just remember them pouring, or it might have been a hose, like a huge hose, like a fire hydrant's hose or something, just onto this chick next to me. And I'm like begging and pleading, like, no, do me. She doesn't deserve any of this. Just hit me with it. She doesn't know anything. And the thing that stands out to me is the fact that the hose was going full power and like just raining down on the chick. I'm sorry, I'm stammering.
Mm-hmm.
But like her face was just so like blank. Like she had no reaction to this supposed torture. And I just remember begging please hit me with it. And yeah, and then I woke up.
Well, clearly, that just means that you found her unempathetic.
Yeah.
Like she didn't care about you or anything.
Yeah, that's pretty much it says it all right there, yeah.
You're like, hey, show something. Tell me you like me. Tell me you hate me, you know? Yeah. I know that.
I was just so
Know that feel.
I was just so like even right now as I'm like just thinking about it, I like feel hurt about it. Like it is such a eye-opening thing of shit. Okay, if my subconscious is telling me this, I should probably listen.
Yeah, probably. Man, that was actually a good talk about dreams and stuff. So what are we
Yeah.
what are we going to title this podcast? Ghosts, dreams,
Well, I had one more
talking point.
kind of yeah. There was a couple instances growing up, like again, that's kind of my theme tonight of just, growing up. But there's a couple instances of that I remember very vividly that I don't know how to react to. It mostly negative, but I remember. Do you remember when? What?
I was gonna say.
Do you remember when the real Slim Shady came out?
Yeah.
I remember the day it came out, and if you were into MTV at that time, which my brother was, it just played all fucking day. Well, the real Slim Shady, please stand up. Is that song that played all day, and my brother cranked it every time and annoyed the hell out of my dad. It was that song, Papa Roach's Last Resort.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I watched.
Imagine hearing that 1,000 times a day.
I watched MTV like on my own without my older brother. So I mean, I was kind of a badass kid though, just to be honest.
Yeah. We were all badass kids.
I watched Mad TV and like, not Mad, yeah, Mad TV. Yeah, it was Stewart and
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mad TV was amazing. I don't care what anyone says, it was amazing.
Yeah, for sure. That's the thing. Like, I watched all that. Like, I even remember the Girls Gone Wild infomercials. Like, I didn't have any supervision. Like, I did so many things that I shouldn't have back then. And then I grew up to be like a straight edge individual. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Do you remember Nocturnal State on VH1?
Wait, that sounds very familiar. What is that?
Nocturnal State on VH1 was when they like the intro to it was like a volcano erupting. It was just, God, guys, don't think I'm a retard, or sorry, don't think I'm an idiot for the fact that I don't know the difference between magma and lava. But there was magma coming out of this volcano, and it was just erupting, and then they would play random songs with no commercials on VH1. It was kind of fun. Like if you stayed up till 3 a.m. and watched VH1, you'd get a treat, basically. All the videos that weren't good enough for mainstream, they would play on Nocturnal State. So that's when, like, so when people tell me, "Oh, have you ever heard this song?" or like, I ask people if they've ever seen a song. I'm like, it's the one with the video about the guy robbing the bank, and then his accomplices turn on him or whatever, and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "You don't watch music videos?" They're like, "No."
Dude, this is messing me up because it sounds very familiar.
Look it up on VH, or not look it up on VH1, but look it up on the Google. I'll probably feel
On the
on the Google. On the asshole Google.
No, but like just the name Nocturnal State is like jogging memories. Like I feel like I have seen it.
It's you would have had to have stayed up past 3 a.m. as a child, pretty much.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, I did.
I remember staying up and watching like very God, because I still like I had sleeping problems back then too. I remember watching Law and Order.
Bum bum. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it'd be like the Special Victims Unit. And I'd be watching this and I remember them talking about, yeah, she was raped in the back door when the dog was murdered. And I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? What the fuck am I watching?
Yeah. I was more into Comedy Central. And, you know, like, if I felt like it, I would turn on the music. Because I had this thing that I really enjoyed doing. And I don't know, you can admit it. You could be open about this. Did you ever turn on a music video or just turn on the music channel in general and, I mean, dance along to a song? Like, or like, have you ever danced in a mirror? I mean, I haven't as of recently, but like, yeah.
I need to tell you the third song because it correlates to what you're saying.
What?
I never finished my thought. There was 3 songs that growing up. It was The Real Slim Shady, Last Resort, and Backstreet Boys.
Hell yeah.
No, Backstreet Boys did Ain't No Lie, Baby, Bye, 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 right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Bye, Bye, Bye. That might have been NSYNC.
Yeah. They're all the same. But
Yeah,
that song.
Don't start a turf war down in the comments, guys. Don't argue about who's better, NSYNC, 98 Degrees, or Backstreet Boys.
No, wait. It wasn't Bye Bye Bye. No. It was what's the song?
It that way.
No. I wasn't that gay. But it was more of a all you people, can't you see? I'm every time but damn you can make
right.
And that makes you larger than life. That song.
Yeah.
That song.
That was NSYNC.
Dude, I still fucking know that song. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I danced to that song in the mirror. No, I danced to that song, and like that year I had a Halloween costume. It was like, I don't remember what it was, but it came with an axe, like a little play plastic axe, and I would twirl it around like a fucking cheerleader.
Oh man, really?
My masculinity just went down the drain.
Oh,
wholeheartedly.
I used to sing Big Girls Don't Cry with my sister.
That's interesting. I never heard that song before.
Yeah, no. It's Fergie, you know. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. From Black Eyed Peas.
I thought it was a country song.
No, she goes, I gotta be with myself in center, clarity, sweet serenity. It's time to be a big girl now. It has nothing to do with you. It's personal, myself and I. You know? Because big girls don't cry. You know that song?
Nope.
Yeah. Well, I'm not ashamed. Anyway.
I listen to good music. No, I'm kidding. I am totally kidding.
He's so funny. Okay.
One joke landed.
How could I do this without him? How could I? Okay. Do you remember? Okay, tell me you had this weird experience when you were a kid, hearing Albuquerque by Weird Al Yankovic.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I never listened to any Weird Al Yankovic music in my life.
Okay, I
Ever.
don't anymore because I'm an adult. But when I was a kid, the storytelling was very captivating. If you've ever listen to Albuquerque, like Albuquerque, I think it's New Mexico, Albuquerque, by Weird Al Yankovic, because he's like talking about it's a whole frickin' story about. I censored myself. What an idiot! It's a whole story, like we haven't already fucking sworn. Okay, it's a whole story about how he, won a one-way trip to Albuquerque, and then the plane crashed on the way there, and everybody died except for me, because I had my tray table up and my seat back in the full upright position, and my tray table up. And then he's like, and I crawled on my hands and knees, and he's like, I made it to the hotel room, and there was a guy with a cleft nostril or something. I don't know. Anyways, listen to Albuquerque by Weird Al. I mean, I don't think you'll be disappointed if you've never heard it before. It's pretty funny.
I got a question for you.
What's your question? Question person.
What is the earliest song you remember hearing growing up?
Hang on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We're just doing a podcast. Do your dishes.
I was chewing an ice cube, but yeah.
It sounded like you were doing dishes.
Well, I was just chewing an ice cube, so that's interesting. Let's see. Earliest song that I remember hearing. Ooh, that's a toughie. Dude.
Oh, here, bud.
Yes.
Well, the earliest song I remember hearing was my dad playing guitar and singing Dear Prudence by the Beatles. But he changed the name to my brother David and my name. So he'd be like, Dear David, won't you come out to play? He'd be like, Dear Alex. And it was like, it's really kind of wholesome. That's the word. And yeah, that's the earliest song I remember hearing and going, oh, that's really nice. I like this.
I mean, I had a lot of like I said, I didn't really have a lot of supervision growing up, so I had access to all this stuff that I shouldn't have. I remember like using LimeWire so much, dude. And YouTube back before it was a bunch of Nazis or owned by Nazis. Oh wait, I probably shouldn't say that if I want to be on YouTube, huh? YouTube's cool. I just don't like Google. It doesn't matter.
Let's be honest. You know, it's like, hey, listen. Let's be honest. The whole government is watching us right now. It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, point is though, dude, Google, please get your dick out of everything, man. Stop. All right? YouTube was fine before you bought it for millions of dollars. It was fine, you know? And now I can only have 2 YouTube accounts on one phone number because and then I can't, you know, if I have more than one YouTube account on the same phone number, I can't live stream. That seems retarded. Sorry guys. You know what? Listen to Christopher Titus's explanation on the word retard and then come back to me, because like some things just don't make sense. All right? Jesus. Criminy.
So just so everyone's aware, we Patrick and I have been trying so fucking hard to figure out a way to do this better, so you guys have an easier way of digesting this. Because not that there's anything wrong with Anchor, but like we feel like there's gotta be an easier, better way for us to do this. Because the last few episodes that we've done, they get a little, we'd lose connection and then we had to continue and it'd be a little bit messy but like there has to be an easier way, and we've been looking for fucking ever, and there's nothing.
Nothing.
None.
But yeah,
None.
I think honestly, I listen to so much music. Music's been a big part of my life. And when I say music, I mean all music, not just the music that like everybody else likes. But I have gone through seasons.
I like how you just dropped what we were just talking about. Like, yep. He's done. We're not going to keep talking about this.
No. I mean, it's just because I don't know. I don't want to start like, back and forth with YouTube. Like, hey, you guys are sucking right now. Why don't you make it easier for content creators? But no, there's no. Yeah, but point is, Alex, I listened to so much music when I was a kid. I can remember so many songs, dude. Family Force 5 is the name of a band, but they were really poppy. The Click 5, which is pretty good too. Just the girl I'm looking for. There was Hit the Lights, Body Bag. That was another good song. Yeah, you're gonna need a body bag. I'll break bones you didn't know you had. I
remember really liking Creed's My Sacrifice.
Yeah.
I remember just thinking, man, this video is stupid, but that song is pretty cool. It's like, my sacrifice, I just want to share. I just want to. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'd have to, instead of telling you the earliest song I can remember, what if I just told you like a song that used to be my shit?
Okay.
There was a time in my life where I really liked the song Country Gentleman, spelled with a K, by Family Force 5. That used to be my shit. Bowling for Soup, that was another band I really liked. Back before I even understood the lyrics, I liked Bowling for Soup. But yeah, Country Gentleman's like, what you say about my mama? She raised me in the dirty South. Like it's just kind of like a mixture of rock and rap. You're so dramatic. It's like a psychosomatic. There is no comparison to the damage you've done. Just like fucking weird music like that. Dashboard Confessional. There we go. That's one. Dashboard Confessional, Vindicated. Sorry, it took me a minute to get back there. Vindicated by Dashboard Confessional. When the first Spider-Man movie came out with Tobey motherfucking Maguire. Yes, that was the song.
Oh my god, you brought up the first.
Yeah.
Did you own the soundtrack too?
No, I didn't own the soundtrack. I was a kid. I just like the song.
What? No, dude, I owned the soundtrack. My dad bought me the soundtrack, and so that song was on it. Hero, Finger 11.
Wait, maybe I.
Chevelle. There's a lot of good music on that soundtrack.
Dude, maybe I did own the soundtrack. Like, I remember all those songs from back then. Hero? They say we need a hero to save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. That song? Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And then Vindicated. I learned words at such a young age because I don't know. Like, that's how I've learned the majority of my vocabulary is through music. And I don't know. It's just...
7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
like
2,
hey,
1 hour.
Hey, Alex. Hope dangles on a string like slow spinning redemption, winding in and winding out, the shine of which has caught my eye. Rope me in so mesmerizing, so hypnotizing I am. Certain now that I am vindicated. I am selfish. I am wrong. I am right. I swear I'm right. I swear I knew it all along. Yeah, anyways, that was the song. That was the song, man, back in the day. I used to get so hyped for that song.
I'm so high, I can hear heaven.
You would like Chad Kroger.
I'm so high, I can hear heaven.
You deep throating.
Won't killing in the splitting world never came. And they say that a hero can save us. Not gonna stand here and wait.
Yeah.
I hold on to the wings of the eagles. Watch as they all fly away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can do that whole song, but I won't.
I could do the whole Vindicated song too. Anyways,
What if we just sang 2 songs on top of each other, like right now?
that would be horrible. That would sound like chipmunks fucking, and we don't want to do that.
I mean, I'm not against it. I'll try anything once.
Okay. A story time. Let's finish up this podcast with a little story for my day. A real life occurrence. Okay.
Oh, he told me this story. This story is crazy. You guys are in for a treat. Go grab some popcorn, chew on some ice. Let's go.
I see what you did there. I witnessed actual racism, like in person. Okay, like in front of me. Like I didn't even. I thought it was a myth at this point. I just thought it was something people bitched about because, you know, that they want attention. But racism still exists, man. Like I don't look at people differently because of their race. I think I make jokes, like nothing harmful or sincere, just jokes, right? But let me tell you what real racism looks like, right? I was just doing my job. I was chatting it up with a regular customer named James. He's a black male, you know, probably early 30s. He's tall, you know, he's got like dreads. And he was wearing a bandana, you know, so he looks like, you know, a hoodlum or whatever. I guess the idea of a hoodlum. But I talk to him all the time, man, and he was in the middle of telling me about how good my customer service is because, like, I listen, you know. He's like, that's special, and you remember people's names, and you know what we like, and da-da-da-da, because that's special, man. But he was gesturing at me. He was just pointing, you know. He's like pointing at me like, you, man, you're good at this. You're special. You got some kind of gift. And I sell him a half pint of Sailor Jerry, and I put it in a brown paper bag, and he starts leaving. And before he leaves, he's like, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, you know, you got something there, you know, and then he leaves. And then this guy bursts in. I'm going to call him short round fuck because he's a short round fuck. He's a racist piece of POS, okay? He comes in and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, why? He goes, I just saw that motherfucker waving a brown paper bag around, blah, 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 blah. He's like, not on my watch. And he's literally on the phone with the police. And I'm like, no, man, I'm okay. I don't understand what's up. And he's like, not on my watch. That's not going to happen on my watch. You know, and I'm like, what? I was just talking, you know, like this dude's a regular customer. He's practically a friend to me, you know. I mean, I don't hang out with him, right. But like you don't hang out with customers generally unless you know them preemptively. But I was just chatting him up, and next thing I know, some dude was calling the cops on him. I'm like, just because of the color of his skin, you're gonna call the cops on him? Like, don't you? I mean, like, had the dude called the cops and not said anything to me to see if it was legit, he could have gotten shot, by the police.
Yeah.
Like potentially.
That shit happens on the regular now.
Potentially.
Sadly.
Yeah, potentially he could have gotten shot by the police because some a-holes, some assholes allegations that he didn't even have any proof of. Like, but I'm glad he came in and asked me, "Are you okay?" He said it breathless too, like he'd been fucking panicking. And I'm like, this is what's wrong with the world, like people getting like amped up over nothing with no facts based on the color of somebody's skin, or even their attire. It's like, I'm sure Caucasian people get hassled in the same way if they look, questionable or fucking slummy, I guess. Like if I didn't do laundry and I didn't shave and I had my hair all long and stuff, I've had people think I was homeless before, and that can lead to awkward situations. But the prejudice, man, it needs to stop, because I thought it already stopped. I thought it was just a thing we'd let go because we got so many other things to worry about now. But apparently not. Apparently there's still, holdouts.
It's still alive and well and living.
Yeah. Apparently there's still holdouts out there that'll call the cops on somebody just for them, doing basic hand gestures. And it wasn't even anything aggressive. Like, he just basically put his hand out and was like, "Man, I don't know what to say. You're special, And it wasn't like he was hitting on me, guys. He has a girlfriend. Her name is Hope. God damn it.
Well, let's hope that Hope does not listen to podcasts.
Truthfully, though, no, that guy's cool. Like, I haven't said anything bad about him. I'm just saying something about the guy who fucking was calling the cops on him, Chances are, though,
No, that is fucked.
Yeah, because, that guy was looking for a fight. You know what I mean? Like, he was looking, like, he thinks he's some kind of fucking superhero. Why don't you go fight real crime? Why don't you get off this fancy, bougie, rich island and go fight real crime if you think you're a hero? by calling the cops. Snitching ass motherfucker.
You gotta love people who think they're doing the right thing, but in reality, they're just sending us back one step.
Yep. Doing my dishes again.
I wish I had a story to tell, but I don't. I told all my stories.
That was like the highlight of my day, because like I had to sit there for, I don't know, I sat there for a good like 5 or 10 minutes muttering to myself, if it had been me, he wouldn't have called the cops. If it had been me, he wouldn't have called the cops. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it just, the more I thought about it, I was like, that is so fucked up, man. If it had been me, he would not have called the cops. And then it made me feel really, really shitty that we have so many people out there like that, That would just...
Dude, they're all around us. They are
the bigoted.
They are part of the Famicom or whatever it's called.
The bigoted people that just assume things about people, but based on how they look. It's funny is like this this individual in his 30s probably makes more money than that guy ever will in his entire life. He writes music for big names like Nicki Minaj and I don't know, I think Big Sean is one of the people as well. Let me tell you, folks, you don't live on this island.
So this guy is well off, yeah.
Yeah, you don't live on this island unless you make money. You've made some money at some point, So it's seldom that you have a situation where somebody's lying. Like, I don't know, I guess some people ride their bicycles across the bridge and hang out, but that's about it. Like, yeah, I don't know. That was my story of the day, folks. Stop being racist assholes. How's that sound? Also, if you're...
Well, Patrick.
What?
What? Go on.
I was gonna say also, if you're sexist, stop that too if you can, because I'm kind of sexist a little bit, and that's just being honest. But you know what? You know what's worse than sexism? It's somebody that like immediately wants to be offended by everything. That's worse than being sexist. I think that's worse than being racist. If you're somebody that wants to be offended, okay, well, I'll dial it back. I won't say wants to be offended by everything, but if you're somebody that wants to be, well, not wants, God, I'm going to cut that word out. If you're somebody that is frequently offended by everything, then stop it. that might be
just let it go.
That might be a reference.
Just let it go.
Yeah, I know you're upset about something, but it has nothing to do with what you're telling us you're upset about. It's got to be something else. There's got to be something deeper there. That was a Bob Newhart reference, I think, from SNL, where he's like, "Stop it!" But yeah, the point is, you're creating shit in the pool. You know what I mean? You're just putting shit out there that doesn't need to be there. Like, wherein one person might have just let it go, you're like, oh, you should be offended. You should be offended. How dare they let you go in front of them in line? That's offensive. I'm like, like it wouldn't have been if you just kept your nose out of their business. Like,
exactly.
One person doing somebody else a favor. You don't have to make it about anything specific. If a guy's holding a door open for a girl, that's enough to trigger somebody nowadays. She can get it herself. It's like, yeah, but I got it for her. You see how that works? Or, wait, why don't you make her carry some of the groceries? Equality, right? Or like, why would you make her carry any at all? Because you're the man. I mean, there's just dangerous extremes. You understand what I'm saying? Why can't we just be like, treelings? Like, why can't we all be the same and just do our thing? You know what I mean? We're all worker bees.
Live and let die.
I don't know about that, Alex. I feel like that's not going to catch on. So.
Yeah, it's not like it's a hit song or anything.
Absolutely not. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, just stop focusing on the details. Just if somebody's stabbing you, if somebody's like literally like doing things to you that are inappropriate, intimidating you, then yeah, okay, you have a bitch. But like, if you're making up scenarios where you're the victim, stop it, okay? Just stop it. Why would you
just let it go?
Why would you Okay, hold on. Why would you assume their gender? Because there's two of them. There's only two genders. That's why I would assume their gender. I've got a 50-50 shot. Am I right? Like, how dare you assume their gender? It's like, because I have a 50-50 shot. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't know what to tell you. Like, leave me alone.
Exactly. I get that, and the thing is, I acknowledge people who are of other classified genders or whatever. But the basis at the end of the day is that it is some variation or is man and woman.
But the thing is there's only man and woman. You know?
Yeah, it's not like it's man, woman, and cat.
There are only two puzzle pieces, ladies and gentlemen. One is an innie and one is an outie. That's it. I'm sorry to tell you. If you're an outie that likes outies, that's fine. And if you're an innie that likes innies, that's fine too. You know? If you're an outie that wants to be an innie that likes outies, that's also fine. But if you're an innie that wants to be an outie and you also like innies, that's also fine. You see what I'm saying? Like, just stop complicating things. You don't need a reason to be offended. We have enough of those already. Don't make new ones.
Well, Patrick, even though that was pretty much all entirely a final thought, what are your final thoughts?
I mean, that was pretty much it. Stop being racist assholes. I think this whole weird gender classification thing is exactly that. It's weird because you got a dangly or you don't have a dangly, or you have both. I mean, sometimes people have both. But, like, we're just organisms, man. It's not complicated.
I agree, and yeah, I feel like some of the stuff is just kind of just, oh no, just they're making their own thing.
I think it's a means to get attention, personally, or wanting to be unique in a society that's constantly growing, and individuality is lessening. I think it's just people striving to be unique. That's all I think it is. Because the population continues to grow. We're all picking up on these fads. Everybody's wearing the same thing, doing the same thing, and then you get these outlier people that are like, you know what? I know there's 7.8 billion people, but there's no way possible I could be like any other one, so I'm going to change it.
Yeah. I agree.
What?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I am fighting so hard to stay awake right now.
I want to know what's funny.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's why I was trying to do the final thoughts like 10 minutes ago. I was like, hey, let's end on a high note while I have energy. And then, like, no, I have nothing to say. Fuck.
Alex.
Yes.
I mean, what are your thoughts on
One.
What are your thoughts on polygamy?
My thoughts are you shouldn't do it unless you are mentally ready for that type of relationship.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, you're not really. That's not very descriptive.
Not at all, because I'm half asleep.
You should.
My final thoughts on polygamy and everything else. A lot of things can be pickled. If you just get some pickle juice and you put your thing in there, you can pickle it. Just pickle it.
I really.
Also, this is episode 6 of Unedited. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, all of the above. Leave a comment on anything that we talked about, the ghosts, the scary dreams. We talked about a lot of stuff today, actually.
Yeah, we actually had things to talk about.
Yeah, this is a pretty good one. It took us like a half a dozen tries to get here, people, but I think this is the winner.
For episode 6.
For episode 6 of Unedited. Unedited.
I think really.
The place you go when you want to hear unqualified advice on anything. Unedited.
I honestly believe that it's easier when we're not constantly being interrupted by the stream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's one issue that we have here, folks, is that we'll be in the middle of it and our connection will just die out. And it is not fun. Not fun.
All right, guys. So that was Unedited, and we appreciate you listening. If you listened all the way through this hour and 20 minutes, kudos to you. We're working on a YouTube channel, so be on the lookout for that. If you want to like my page, Patrick has a page. You might get updates there. Yeah. All right. Peace out, guys. Alex?
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you all for listening.